as a teenage girl, my love for BTS often gets written off as something very childish, immature. It's just a teenage girl doing her thing. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that I should be allowed to love things without being made fun of for it. And if something makes me happy, it makes me happy. I'm no longer like ashamed of it. I mean, sometimes I am because I'm worried of what people think of me, but
it's gotten much less.
It's gotten better. But yeah, like you aren't a teenager, and you still have this love for them. It's all different types of people. It's not just the teenage stereotypical fangirl.
Hey again, it's Brian. Stick around and learn how BTS helped 3 generations of ARMY through issues like depression and anxiety and the end of a marriage, while bringing them closer than they'd ever been before. This is Speak Ourselves. Lyndsey, you were the first out of the 3 of you to discover BTS, so I'd love to hear that story.
Well, I'd known about K-pop for a while, and I'd occasionally listened to like a few songs here and there, but it wasn't a really big interest of mine. One day I got recommended a few YouTube videos of BTS just kind of messing around, being friends, and I watched it. I thought it was really funny, and it made me realize that it wasn't just music. It was really entertaining to watch these people who really cared about each other kind of mess around. So I kind of delved deeper. And then the day after, which was April 1st, 2018, I sat down and I said, I'm going to learn their names. I'm going to learn their music because this makes me happy just watching them.
And was there any one song that really, from the beginning kind of stood out to you, or one performance, or was it a whole mix of things?
I'd have to say Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I know that was a start for many, but there's something so epic about that song and beautiful, from just the visuals of the music video to the awesome dancing to just the song itself is really, really cool to listen to.
You've said that you live with depression and anxiety, and you think that you've said that BTS was sent to help you, which I love, by the way. It's incredible. So could you tell me a bit about that, please?
I think it's really cool because they were able to help me on both a very deep level of making me feel understood for the first time in ever on certain subjects that I thought, wow, I'm so alone on this. And then they came and they talked about it, and I was like, wait, maybe there are other people who feel that way. And then on a shallow level, I really do love them, and I love watching them, and I love watching them being dumb, and I love watching them being happy and just smile. And sometimes in the morning when I'm having a really bad day and it's really hard to get out of bed, just looking forward to a new episode of Run, or a new episode of Bon Voyage, or a new Bangtan Bomb, like that is what gets me up and going. I think one of my favorite songs of them is Paradise. And Paradise talks about how it's okay to not have a plan for the rest of your life. It's okay to not have your whole future ready and in your head. It's okay to not have one big goal. It's okay to live in the moment and just be excited for your next meal, for dinner.
Especially at her age, she's 17, she's a senior in high school, and you know how it is when they're preparing for college, trying to apply to colleges. Everything at this moment from high school has been building up to this moment of like, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? And there's all this pressure. So knowing that there's an alternative way to think about these things has been an immense relief for her.
Mm-hmm.
I totally empathize. It's way too difficult and way too much for any one person to deal with. At 17, at any age, it's too much. So I totally empathize, and it seems like you have really supportive people around you. So I'm glad that you have that, because I think you should be able to take your time to figure it out, and it's not something that needs to be figured out like immediately. So
I also really love Magic Shop. I find a lot of comfort in that song, and I know a lot of ARMYs do, because there's something so simple yet meaningful about the lyrics. The chorus goes like, drink a cup of warm tea and look up at the galaxy. It's gonna be okay. Just enter their hearts of their magic shop. And I do love tea, but I really love just sitting down and kind of being in the moment and just thinking about the simplicity of the moment. Just looking up at the galaxy and enjoying life. The song also talks about on some days where you hate yourself, you just hate yourself. And that's understandable, because you know what, I'll be honest, I've been on this journey with BTS for a few years now, and I still haven't completely learned to love myself. But hearing that these idols who I care so much about, they're still on that journey too. They haven't completely gotten there yet. They've started it, and so have I, and we're kind of working together. And the last lyric from that song that I really love is, "You gave me the best of me, so you give you the best of you." And that really shows that if I'm capable of giving so much love to these people that I don't even know, then maybe I'm capable of giving that love back to myself.
And Lyndsey, did you show your mom and grandma BTS at the same time?
Kind of. The day after, I don't know why I have a very specific timeline in my head. I guess it was just a very vital moment in my life. The day after I got into them, I was on a car ride with grandma, and I said, "You should listen to this song by a group that I started liking. It's called DNA, and it makes me happy, and I think you might like it." And I said, "It does have rap," and she used to not like rap, but then
She's changed her ways.
she's a changed woman.
No, talk about a changed woman. This woman, like, she would complain about us wearing ripped jeans. Her whole wardrobe is ripped jeans because the boys wear ripped jeans. So like everything and anything it for her is about that.
We need to have a stable answer, and tangents aren't going to help.
He said jump in. Did you say jump in whenever you want to?
I did.
I'm just trying to make the editing easier.
Sorry.
All right, we're on DNA.
Don't worry.
Right.
DNA.
So I was telling you to listen to it because I think you'll like it. And you showed like partial interest. You talked about your Korean friend. You're like, "Oh,
Wow.
did you know my friend used to be a singer?" And I'm like, "Yes, you've told me the story 100 times."
That's what happens when you're 74.
All right.
Sorry. I'm 51.
So I had more subtly shown her stuff, but because this is my mother, my best friend, my partner in crime, I showed her everything. Because at that time, I didn't have any friends who liked BTS. I didn't know anyone who knew what it was or cared enough about it. So the only person that I didn't mind bothering was this one.
And I totally am very happy about the way things turned out.
What did you first think?
My first impression was she dragged me over to the TV or the device, and she goes, just watch this. And I'm like, okay, I pretended that, because I was interested in other things at the time. It was kind of like, I just pretended I was interested. But then I'd start watching the videos, and I'd be like, who's that one? He's cute. Who's that one? He's cute. And I go, who's that one? He's cute. Right?
Yeah, and you were always pointing out Jungkook.
I was always pointing out Jungkook. But then she started quizzing me with all their photos, like on who's who. So I had to play games with her. I'm like, all right, that's Jungkook. No, that's Yoongi. Oh, no, that's Jungkook. No, that's so-and-so. So it would take forever.
It took you a long time to figure out.
I was faster.
That's debatable.
I was faster.
You were not faster. I was faster.
No, I was faster.
Okay. So yes, we learned the names, and then I fell into what do they call it? The rabbit hole? Yeah. So that was the summer they were doing their Love Yourself tour in LA, where they sold out the Staples Center 4 nights. So I pulled some strings and I surprised her.
Yeah. You surprised me like a week
Before the
concerts.
Yeah, and by then we were totally hooked. Totally.
Well,
Wow.
funny.
The wine store too.
Best Mom Ever award.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Like, and best grandma ever. Half of the stuff I have is, more than half, is due to them just buying things.
Well, part of it is buying things, but we don't want to make it look like we're buying them for us and spending all our money. So we buy them, and then we're like, here, Lyndsey, it's for you. We bought it for Lyndsey. So,
Some of it.
some of it she gets. Her room is like 4 walls of BTS posters and BTS merchandise. We just got it everywhere.
I also liked Jungkook in the beginning. Like, he was the one that I saw Dope, and I was like, that is the best thing I've ever seen. I was amazed at the dancing. I was amazed at the singing. I was amazed at them. I was amazed at everything about it. And it was like really entertaining.
Yeah, and then she downloaded, Lyndsey, during that time in the beginning, she downloaded their discography to my Spotify. And I listened to it, and I'm like, this is a good song. And I'm like, this is a good song. I'm like, all of these are good songs, and they're so diverse, That's pretty much
What got me right from the beginning was watching the introduction, the BigHit introduction before any music video, and the words, music and artists for healing.
Yeah.
Who does that?
I'm like,
who
what?
does that? I always get a chill whenever I see that. It's like, who does that? Who else has that kind of a mission statement? It's amazing. I run with them every single day when I run, so I know all the songs now. I always come home to Love Myself. That's like that. Right?
So you finish out
I
every
finish out every
day
run
with that?
with Love Myself. Well, lately I've been doing Dynamite because I have to.
You gotta stream now.
But
You gotta stream.
But most of the time when I finish my runs, it's always To Love Myself because that song always gets me. It just always does.
So, Mom, could you tell me about how BTS helped you get through your breakup?
And I know this is tough for Lyndsey too, because it's her dad, but we've had a lot of difficult times over the past few years. And, you know, sometimes, especially coming from a Italian Catholic background, you know, you don't break up, you just, you stay together no matter what. And I gained strength through them, watching them, learning about how they handle life's challenges. Certain things happened in my relationship beginning of last year that made me decide that, hey, if these kids, these boys, they have all this wisdom at such a young age and they managed to do all this and accomplish so much, I'm 50. What am I going to do? Am I going to sit here and wait for something to change in this relationship that's not going to change? Absolutely not. I want to be happy. I want to find my passion. I want to find my dream. I want to live life as they are living life. Just by being a part of this whole fandom has shown me that, has taught me that. I've done so many different things in the last 2.5 years that I would have never, ever have done. We explore places, we go on adventures, like, oh, let's try a new type of food tonight. Let's go eat Ethiopian food, and we'll just find a restaurant and go and do it. And I mean, it has nothing to do with K-pop, but it has everything to do with what they taught us.
Marianne, grandma this time. So could you talk about your treatment center and how you think BTS is an agent for change in the same way?
My husband and I started the treatment center almost 30 years ago.
Is your center for alcoholics?
Yes, alcoholics and drug addicts. And we're both in recovery. And I am part of that recovery community. And it's the same type of community where everybody, it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, we're there to help. And we just have that community and that sense of community. And I feel like the 12 steps helped us to become different people, better people. And even though BTS drinks, it's okay, they're not alcoholics or anything. I love watching them anyway. They have that, I don't know what it is. Is it respect or love? The respect they have for each other. I watch the way they interact with each other, and it's almost like they are living those 12 steps. They apologize when they're wrong. They try and make it right. They do everything, and they're doing things for others all the time, for each other all the time.
You said that you lived in fear and described yourself as a closed person before finding BTS.
Yes, I was
Right.
a closed person. I'm very opinionated and a bit of a bully sometimes with my family.
She was very angry.
I was.
Now she's a joy.
She's a love bug.
Can you let me talk?
Okay.
Anyway, and we have our own business. In the last few years, we've been struggling, and I was always in a lot of fear. And since I've started watching BTS and really, really getting into it, it's like once you start, it makes me happy. It makes me very happy. They're the funniest men on the earth. I love watching them. They're all so beautiful. And it's just a pleasure to watch them. And I forget about my problems. And I go to work and I see what's going on. And I go, okay, it'll be better tomorrow. And then I go and it's amazing how it's taken the focus off of anxiety and the focus off of fear and put the focus back on being happy.
It gets you out of your own head.
It does. It gets you out of your head. And I've never been as happy as I've been the last 2 years.
I hope
And
Grandpa
I don't know-
doesn't see this.
What?
I hope Grandpa doesn't see this.
Grandpa's very tolerant. My husband's very tolerant of what we do with BTS. He thinks we're crazy, but he's tolerant. And except the other day when Lyndsey told him that I would leave him for 10.
It was a joke! I said it's a joke! It's all jokes.
No, he's okay with it.
From an outside perspective, like she can say that she's happier, but we can see that she's happier.
I'm wondering, like, what was your relationship like before and how has it changed because of BTS?
We've always been a pretty close family, and I've always been close to my mom, but
This is different.
it's just, it's different. Like we've become best friends through this. And ARMYs together have a special connection. They're always talking about that latest picture of Namjoon or whatever. And we kind of have that, but with each other on a very personal level, because I feel so much comfort with you guys, and I want to hang out with you. I want to hang out with my mom and my grandma.
I actually do try to get her to go out with her friends.
I have
sometimes.
friends, and I like hanging out with my friends, but especially right now when I can't hang out with my friends as much.
We're always texting about, did you see this? They're going to be on tonight, or they're going to be this, and we always are coordinating who's going to watch what, or make sure you check on this. And I'll send stuff to her if I don't think she's seen it yet, and she'll send. It's just how we communicate.
And especially within like our larger family, it's so funny because the three of us have like our own little clique.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about something and someone else will ask, well, no, it's just a BTS thing.
Yeah, they think we're crazy.
But it definitely has making me closer to my mother, and making me closer to Lyndsey in a lot of different ways.
In healthier ways. Because before we were close, but we didn't have a lot of the same interests. So we talked about a lot of our problems, which, you know, I should be doing with a therapist and not my mother, and vice versa. Now we just talk about things we love. And it's a much healthier way for us to be connected, I think.
She sounds smarter than all of us.
She is smarter than all of us.
Okay.
If you could speak to people who are kind of on the fence about BTS, or maybe already dismiss them as, you know, a teen girl thing, what would you say to them?
As a teenage girl, my love for BTS often gets written off as something very childish, immature. It's just a teenage girl doing her thing. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that I should be allowed to love things without being made fun of for it. And if something makes me happy, it makes me happy. I'm no longer like ashamed of it. I mean, sometimes I am because I'm worried of what people think of me, but
It's gotten much less.
it's gotten better. But yeah, like you aren't a teenager, you aren't a teenager, and you still have this love for them. It's all different types of people. It's not just the teenage stereotypical fangirl. I talk to a lot of people who, you know, are just really very quick to judge. And I just say, hey, it's just music. It's music that you listen to music, I listen to music, and I like this music. And I could go on about how much they mean to me, but I don't know if you'll get it right now. But for the very initial part of just acceptance, just know that it's music.
Just listen to the music. You can't go wrong with their music. Their music is so good.
And there's so much passion in their delivery. They have a way of presenting a song that the feeling is there, and you just feel it. And even if you don't understand what they're saying, you know that they're feeling this.
If you could meet BTS, what would you tell them?
Yes.
I would love to have them sit down and me make a full-fledged Italian meal with pasta and meatballs and gravy, and just, you know, have some. I still drink, and give them some red wine and just sit and chill.
Not gonna lie, I have thought about this on multiple occasions, and I still don't think I've come up with an answer. It's really hard. I'd probably have to take a moment to breathe first. Maybe I'll get a couple words out. Yeah, definitely along the lines of thank you. I'd probably ask for a hug. I feel like they get good hugs. Do you ever get that feeling from someone? I definitely get that from them.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Bang PD. Thank you, BigHit. Thank you, all the staff that takes care of them. Thank you, the stylists, the crew, the people that help them, that get their food, the drivers. Every part of that company is helping them to be who they are, so we can say thank you to them because they've given everybody so much.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. I'd like to give a shout out to Sugar Cookie OT7, who supports me with a monthly contribution on Patreon. If you like my work, feel free to support me there too, where you can get access to my videos before everybody else does, as well as some exclusive behind the scenes content. Thank you.